Amidst the oppressive, alien architecture, an armored figure expressed feeling distinctly outnumbered. As one with a stern gaze recalled their past as an Avenger, a gruff companion echoed the sentiment, while another, with a disturbing smirk, offered their willingness to join, even crassly inquiring about potential spoils after a recent tragedy. The world outside fractured and splintered, a harsh reflection of their predicament. Each spreading crack served as a stark reminder of the overwhelming forces they faced. The overwhelming psychic weight was palpable, causing a red-haired figure's gaze to sharpen with concern as they acknowledged the oppressive burden. Amidst the tension, a cloaked individual declared their crucial presence, offering stern reassurance while a gold-armored figure, grimacing under the strain, pressed for a strategic move to secure a solution. With a predatory grin stretching across their face and sharp red eyes glowing, they confidently declared their pheromones would ensure safe and secret passage. Another aspect of their being, equally sinister, extended razor-sharp claws, asserting their eagerness to earn their keep. The chaotic blast sent a figure reeling through the air, as a furious voice commanded a nearby companion to unleash their claws. Amidst the swirling debris and ongoing battle, a red-haired figure, eyes sharp with resolve, directed allies to engage the Celestial, prompting a wry comment from one about genius versus mere showmanship. A knowing smirk played on their lips as green energy spiraled from their outstretched hand, remarking on the predictability of geniuses. The armored figure opposite them reeled, enveloped in a reactive burst of golden light. With an assertive stance and a focused gaze, the red-haired figure launched powerful energy beams, provocatively mentioning their attraction to defiant redheads. Amidst the menacing, glow-eyed entities looming in the background, they warned Ms. Gray to be cautious of the destructive forces now being unleashed. With an urgent gesture, Matt Carey beckoned this way, carving an escape route through the chaos. Behind them, one figure launched powerful blasts while another, grimacing through green slime, fought fiercely, all pressing forward to follow Matt Carey. Moving through the precarious, shifting landscape, an armored figure urged caution, their widened eyes conveying deep concern as they warned they were inside a creature of immense power where anything could be a trap. A red-haired figure watched with worried eyes as another armored form stepped forward, the metallic click of their movement echoing in the unsettling, unstable space. With a glowing, unstable terrain engulfing their armor, the figure's gaze was drawn to the daunting challenge ahead. A single, exasperated word escaped them, reflecting the immense gravity of their predicament. With a strained, sweating gaze, the figure apologized, urging the armored form to hold still despite the visible struggle. The armored figure, their hand gently connecting, responded with unwavering conviction, reminding them of their power to make things good as new. As the unstable terrain continued its assault, a sudden, powerful impact rocked the red armored figure, forcing its head to snap back amidst scattering debris. The other figure, with an urgent, splayed hand, desperately braced against them, attempting to absorb the blow and hold them steady. With a furious roar about their anger, the towering green figure delivered a shattering blow, sending the armored form reeling as debris exploded outwards. Amidst the chaos, another armored figure joined the assault with electrifying force, prompting a nearby grimacing figure to acknowledge, with strained eyes, a difficult truth about ultimate power. Their bodies slumped from the relentless assault, dark hair falling to obscure a face etched with pain. A profound sense of powerlessness settled over them, a quiet lament that it was never their doing, never truly their responsibility. The world went black as their consciousness frayed, a silent void consuming the searing pain that had just consumed them. All that remained was an overwhelming sense of loss, sinking into oblivion. Slumped and still, the kneeling figure was met with a pointed, almost mocking gaze from the one standing above. They acknowledged a moment of self-awareness, yet with a dismissive tone, implied it would ultimately change nothing, leaving the other to gaze downward in quiet contemplation. They stood with an unblinking gaze upon the kneeling, defeated figure, observing how often this Iron Man had been taken apart and reassembled. A quiet weariness settled on their face, understanding that the machine never quite worked as intended. With a pointed, almost dismissive gaze, one figure spoke of futile efforts to reassemble something precious, declaring it useless when essential pieces were missing. The other remained slumped, their shoulders heavy with the cutting words, unable to meet their eyes. Leaning in close, the masked figure scrutinized the other, sharply dissecting their perceived flaws from narcissism to addiction, before remarking on their resemblance to someone called Patsy and deeming them both very mean. Meeting the intense gaze with a steady expression, the dark-haired figure surprisingly admitted a fondness for such blunt honesty. The masked figure, with a sharp, analytical gaze, delivered some blunt, bad news, detailing the other's attraction to parental figures who possess a strong moral compass. The unmasked figure, their eyes downcast and expression somber, listened with a quiet, almost rueful acknowledgement of this weird quirk. Through the streaking rain, a lone car cut a path through the dark, reflecting a deeply internal journey. As the headlights illuminated the wet road ahead, a quiet question echoed within, wondering about the true source of recent revelations. With a hand resting near their mouth, one figure was lost in solemn thought, their gaze heavy, while the one beside them recoiled sharply, eyes wide with distress and a cry of unwillingness to see what lay before them. Across from that fearful gaze, the third observed the unfolding scene with a peculiar, almost knowing smile. A pained cry tore from one figure, their face etched with raw distress, as the driver's determined gaze fixed fiercely forward, wrestling with the tumultuous journey. Beside them, the third figure lay slumped against the window, an arm weakly raised, silent and unnervingly still. The vehicle careened violently, slamming into the unseen obstacle with a brutal, rending impact. Shards of glass and debris exploded outwards, a horrifying testament to the sudden, destructive force. From the fiery wreckage of the police vehicle, a voice grimly acknowledged their arrival at this desperate juncture. Bathed in the driving rain, the hunched figure in the foreground watched the inferno, their glowing eyes reflecting the stark reality of the devastation. Through the relentless downpour, a solitary figure made their way, their forms slightly hunched amidst the dense foliage as they reflected on their past. They pondered how orphans like them often fabricated dramatic tales of assassinations or parents faking their deaths, driven by a deep human need to give their loss a profound reason. Hunched in the relentless rain, their eyes were cast downwards, heavy with a profound sorrow. They wrestled with the bleak notion that lives are lost for no reason, just a car crash, but an internal voice firmly countered, asserting that there was, in fact, a reason. The figure's downcast eyes, burdened by sorrow, pondered a desperate, if only a superior machine could have shielded them from this hell. That agonizing thought was followed by the stark, bitter truth. They had died because a machine had failed them. Under the relentless downpour, the figure remained hunched, their head bowed low in profound despair. A chilling voice echoed, asserting that machines could take away loved ones when insufficient, before declaring itself the ultimate force, poised to take away anything anyone ever loved. The figure, battered by the relentless downpour, stared with wide, strained eyes as a booming voice declared itself a catastrophic failure, demanding to know what their flawed engineer would do next. Yet, from the wreckage below, a defiant voice emerged, its words a dismissive, almost weary, challenge to simply ignore the self-proclaimed disaster. With a determined grimace, their eyes sharpened as they pushed forcefully through the wreckage, a new resolve hardening their posture. Despite the relentless rain, a quiet understanding settled within them. There was vital work still to be done.